Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join me and my co-host, Joseph.
Yellow.
And J.U.
Cacao!
Back again to talk about the most recent Disney animated release, sequel to 2013's Frozen, Frozen 2. Returning all the important cast members, Idina Menzel, Kristen Bell, Josh Gad, what's-his-face, Kristoff,
Groff.
Jonathan Groff. Nobody else is important in this movie.
Sterling K. Brown's in this movie.
Okay, in addition of Sterling K. Brown, Alfred Molina, and Evan
Rachel Wood.
I
know her first name is Evan.
No, I just couldn't remember if that was who it was.
Yep, that is who it is.
All right, so this movie picks up shortly after, an undistinct amount of time after the first Frozen movie, with...
There's at least one short in between.
2 shorts.
There's 2 shorts?
Yes, there's Olaf's adventure, and then there's one where Elsa gets sick. Elsa hears a strange voice, a call in the wilderness, and they set on a journey to find the source of this strange call. And
in the enchanted forest, which has been covered in fog and previously undisclosed to the viewer.
Yes, with a whole lot of backstory that we did not know about. Questions get answered, and hilarity ensues. It's not very funny.
Yeah.
Jehu, do you know anything about Frozen?
I did. You know what's funny? I intended to watch Frozen 1 for this.
Yep.
And I put it off to the last fucking minute. And, you know, for the viewers at home, I work from home. And I was like, well, I'll just put it on while I'm working today. And then work was just super fucking busy. So I've not watched 1 second of any Frozen movie ever.
Cool. It's been well documented on this podcast that the basis of Joseph and mine's friendship was watching Frozen together.
That's accurate.
We saw it together many times.
Many times.
And my children and I have watched it. The basis of my children and I's relationship is Frozen as well. I took my kids to see Frozen too.
In many ways, the target audience for this movie was us.
Yeah.
I've heard them say that. They say, you know, kind of fuck that guy, but he does really like Frozen, so we'll give him one for that. Yeah.
We're talking about Joseph or me?
No, your kids.
Oh, yeah.
Your kids. They're like, fuck
sure.
that guy.
Yeah, I hate my dad, but he's cool with Frozen.
Yeah.
So.
Why are you talking to his kids when he's not there?
Correct.
I mean, who else am I going to have a conversation with?
Do you want to say feelings?
Yeah, no, I think we should start with initial reactions.
You go first.
You know, it was a weird sensation of being both disappointing and exactly what I expected it to be.
Interesting.
I still think it's fun. I think the songs are not quite as good as the last one, but there's still some pretty good songs in there.
Kristoff's song is amazing.
It's really great.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. But I feel like it's really overstuffed. And I don't feel like they have time to develop any one thing that's going on. And so, one, I don't feel like the story itself is as like clear or compelling. And also because it's so overstuffed and you don't really know what's happening, I don't really feel like, even though there were supposed to be some really like heavy dramatic moments, they never felt that heavy or dramatic to me because I don't really know what I don't know what the stakes are. But again, you know, it's a fun kids movie. It's like got enjoyable songs, got all your adorable characters being endearing and adorable. You know, it's still pretty good, but just not remotely the level of iconicness I feel like the first one.
Yeah, I say Frozen is the closest thing we've gotten in the last 20 years to the early 90s, like Disney Renaissance. And so it would be really hard for this one to live up to that, you know, reputation. And I do think it falters a bit. I still think it's a pretty solid sequel. I think the choices they make with characters make them interesting, and I want to continue seeing them. Anna kind of deals with almost like a PTSD anxiety disorder after, you know, gaining a sister, losing a sister all like really rapidly type thing. Olaf, you know, Olaf has this childlike wonder because he's essentially a child. He's brand new to the world. So, you know, Olaf's like growing up and wondering life, and you know, there are some interesting character choices to make these people who you don't really think have a lot of depth to add some depth and make you want to continue following their story. I think if I had one complaint, it would really be that I'm not sure the story really holds water well. There's one kind of major plot point that it's just hard for me to buy. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. I disagree with you. I think the songs are I would put them pretty equal to the
Wow.
original. There's a song with Evan Rachel Wood and Idina Menzel as a duet that I think is phenomenal. Christoph gets like an 80s power ballad song that I think
It's fantastic.
It's spot on. And the lullaby they sing in the beginning is very like
is appropriately like relaxed and soothing and creepy.
yeah. Well, as lullabies are.
As lullabies are.
Yeah. So I thought the song selection really was the most impressive thing to me because I didn't think it would be able to keep up. When I first heard Into the Unknown, I was like, well, there's no way this is as good as Let It Go. But it has been stuck in my head for 2 days now. And, it does the exact same job as Let It Go does.
So what did your kids think about it?
My kids liked it. There are, we can talk spoilers. There are some darker moments that I don't think my kids quite picked up on.
Right.
Because I took my 4-year-old, my 3-year-old, or my 4-year-old, my 2-year-old, and I don't think they quite understood what was happening. But they enjoyed it. They really liked it. My daughter is, obsessed with Anna and Elsa, and so she very verbally gasped and was like, "Oh my gosh, mommy, what's happening?" And she was super into it. But I'm saying better than Transformers.
I'm also saying better than Transformers.
I even though I haven't seen it, I've decided I'm going to speak with authority on it. I liked it better than the first one. Better than Transformers. Which guy does Jonathan Groff play?
Christoph.
That was my favorite character.
Yep.
He did the best job.
It's that's a wrong opinion, Hurt, and you need to get the fuck out of here.
Jonathan Groff is not the best part?
Well, he's not, I don't think, but he has a really great part in it. I kind of thought they were going to give him a boyfriend there for a second because
I also thought they were giving it a boyfriend, and I guarantee you there are a bazillion people online who have already written fan fiction about it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Jonathan Groff's like, hey, what if we made, Christoph a little
I don't
curious?
know.
And I was like, oh, cool. They didn't pay off.
No, yeah. But speaking of your daughters being obsessed with Anna and Elsa, is one of the things I definitely noticed in this movie more than anything else. A lot of fabulous ass outfits. New fabulous ass outfits.
Did you hear about the semi-controversy?
No.
So to market the movie at the Disney parks, they went ahead and switched Anna and Elsa's costumes.
Oh, really?
Which people got pissed off about because they kind of viewed it as a spoiler. Like nobody had gotten really to see the movies yet. And now all of a sudden Anna, Queen Anna.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, whatever. That's a stupid thing to complain about.
It is a stupid thing to complain about.
I mean, I hate being spoiled on stuff, but I also think that a lot of people just go out looking for things to be spoiled on so they can bitch about being spoiled.
Yeah. Elsa's new costume is badass.
She's got a couple different costumes in it, and they're all pretty good.
Yeah. We want to move to spoilers.
Yeah, let's go to spoiler. Well, we should talk spoilers, but let's talk about what the plot of this movie actually is.
I think that counts as spoiler territory.
Yeah, for sure, because the basic thing of Elsa's being called into
into the unknown.
Into the unknown, into the enchanted forest that's covered by fog is kind of like the first 20 minutes of the movie, and pretty much most of what you see, at least narrative wise, from the trailers.
They hear this story when they're kids of how their father, their grandfather had made a peace treaty with a native tribe up there, and they built a dam, and then war ensued, and nobody knows how the war started, and the elements turned against them all.
And no one knows how fucking their father comes back to Arendelle.
Yeah, somehow he makes it out. That part never really gets answered.
Yep.
The other thing this is where I struggled. One, and this kind of happens later on in the movie, you find out that Elsa's mother belonged to the tribe, the native tribe, and she saved the father from the war or whatever.
Yep.
She never, or at least you get the impression, she doesn't tell him until they're dying on a ship.
Yep.
When your daughter has friggin' ice powers, you should have said, hey, you remember those people that can control the elements? I'm a part of those people. That's probably why she can control.
But I mean, that's the thing. They can't. She's still the only fucking one that can control the elements. The other ones are
in communication.
Yeah, they live alongside the magic
She's
of the
still
force.
aware, Joseph.
No, for sure. But that was the thing that fucked me up. Is the very first scene, kind of mimicking the original one, is young Anna and Elsa playing, and then their father tells them the story about the enchanted forest and being saved, and he's like, I don't know who brought me back. It's his fucking wife, who's a native, and I don't know if he's not telling his kids or if he just really genuinely doesn't fucking know.
I don't think he actually knew at that time because he says like that. I wish I could thank them bit and stuff like that. That really led me to believe
that doesn't make any goddamn sense. How the fuck did they meet?
Yeah, I agree.
Where
with
did
you.
she live?
That is one of that was my one big like I can't accept this story because that just seems hard.
I've got so many of those.
I also, on that note, one of the things that they kind of retcon a little bit is the shipwreck.
Yep.
While the first movie does not specify where they were going, I don't think
it does either.
The idea that they were going north to find this island and all seems a little... They made it convenient for themselves.
For sure they did. And to be fair, the prevailing theory that was endorsed by the directors of the movie up to this point is that the parents had gotten on a ship and sailed south and gotten in a storm and then washed up on an island, and they were the parents in Tarzan, because they do look a lot like the parents in Tarzan.
Also directed by the same person.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fucked that up, which really ruins what I would consider a great connective tissue.
Yeah. That's fun.
I love that. I would love the idea that
it's funny. I literally knew nothing about this movie except for the Tarzan theory. So now you ruined the.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
As soon as I saw the ship, I was like, "Well, there goes fucking Tarzan."
I know it. Fucking killing me. So they go to the Enchanted Forest, and they get through just because of Elsa's powers, but no one else can get in or out, and they find some old Arendelle guard with some of the native people of the land who have apparently just been living there for however many years that's been, and then I
will say this. On the dad got out, if I remember, there was something about like an act of kindness or something, which is what allowed him. They say something that does.
I thought he just got out before the fog came in.
I don't know.
Because it seemed like he got out like while the fighting was still happening or something.
Possibly, but I feel like
there's a lot of unanswered questions that we'll get to.
I think they do say something about it.
They might. But yeah, Elsa continues to get called towards this thing. Anna's constantly trying to pull her back and be safer.
You meet the cutest fucking chameleon fire thing you've ever seen in your life.
Like a salamander thing.
It's adorable.
It is adorable. And yeah, then other important... See, that's the thing. So this movie's got a fuck ton of lore dumps in it.
Yeah.
Where in the previous one, there are some magical elements and some basic backstory that's handed to you, the viewer, but it's just enough so that it will come back later.
Yes.
And it's fairly functional information just to get from point A to point B. This is just like world building, like aggressive world building.
Yeah, I feel like in the first one they do just enough for you to accept everything and to leave it open-ended. But to me, it's lazy storytelling for your story to be, we're going to answer those questions.
Yeah.
You didn't need these answers. You don't really gain anything by knowing where Elsa's powers come from.
Right.
Or where her parents were sailing off to, or how
I
they
know, that
met.
felt really unnecessary.
Yeah. But keep going.
But yeah, so we got the whole Enchanted Forest thing that was never mentioned. There's a whole native people that live there that are also
Northlandians.
Sure. Northlandians. There's...
I don't know if that's right.
Sure. There's a...
I'm pretty sure it was right.
Yeah.
There's a,
this is how I felt there in Spider-Man Far From Home.
You know what I'm sitting here thinking? Because you might be able to confirm what I'm thinking. I've often wondered when we're doing this, do we do a good job of explaining this shit at all?
No!
And what I'm thinking right now is we don't.
well, let's see.
This is a mess.
In our defense, that's kind of the problem with the movie to me, is that there's not a clear directive on what needs to be accomplished. There's not like in the previous movie, right? Elsa, her powers appear at a bad time,
right?
And so she runs away into the mountains and accidentally sets off a huge, like, infinite winter that will never end. Winter. Yeah, eternal winter. And so Anna, her sister, goes out to save her and meets Kristoff, an ice farmer whose business is ruined because the whole place is ice now.
Right.
And so they join forces to go
end eternal winter.
And then some other shit happens, but it's a pretty clear like A to B, and then there's another thing, but then it's another pretty clear A to B kind of thing. I don't know what the A to B on this one is. I know at some point it's like find the fifth like whatever are they calling them elements in this?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the fifth element. So the other ones, normal earth, fire, wind, water kind of thing. And then there's a magical, multicolorful, kind of butterfly-looking fifth element that's calling out to Elsa. And there's no other information besides she just has to follow that call, and maybe that will lead to whatever
Is the fifth element what the fifth element always is in everything that mentions a fifth element?
What?
Love?
No,
it's not.
It's the fifth. It's just like the fifth element.
Maybe it is. We don't really know.
It's her. I mean,
but is it? What the fuck is the butterfly? It
doesn't possess anybody else. You know what I mean? Like I don't think like it doesn't feel like it's open interpretation to me that it could. It's chosen one prophecy type thing. Like it is her.
But what's the thing that's calling out to her then?
That stupid river thing, like the whatever that place is. I agree with you. It doesn't make any sense.
But it's the symbol of the.
So, do you guys think, with this much information in it, would this be better in 2 movies?
Yes,
because I thought, having not watched it at all, it would be better as 2 different movies.
I would say this: I came out to this movie and thought, well, there's no way they can make a third one.
All right,
yeah,
that they have everything ties into a nice.
I can tell you what they can do though. A Frozen TV show.
Oh, sure, yeah, endless stories there. Probably.
Yeah, this like I feel like this is perfect setup for like your cheap CGI Netflix. I mean, it would be Disney Plus animation, but like not very expensive, just Frozen stories. Here's 300 of them for your kids to watch on infinite repeat.
One of the things you're talking about. There's a B plot to this that is that Arendelle will be destroyed.
Sure,
and Elsa doesn't really seem to give a shit.
I mean, she does come back and save it. I do want.
She comes back and saves it. She never thinks about it before it's.
She doesn't think about shit in this movie except for, hey, there's this weird. I should just follow this voice. Whatever the fuck's going. It doesn't matter. Yeah, there's more shit. There's the whole impenetrableness thing. There's the whole conflict with the natives that was like under wraps and is an analog for how the Americas have treated their native peoples kind of thing. We're tackling a lot of issues here. Yeah, there's the fucking magical island that I'm not sure if the island is related to the fifth element.
It's actually the island from Lost.
If it might be. I'm not kidding.
There's a pit. All questions get answered down in it.
That's a good point.
So we trade in the Tarzan theory for the Lost.
Yeah, I'm actually saying I'm on board. That island is the island from Lost.
And then we've established one of the things we've kind of glossed over here is apparently all water on Earth is like a pensieve from fucking Harry Potter.
Yes.
You can see any amount of information from any time through water because water has memory.
Water has memory. What I would say about the island is it totally becomes her fortress of solitude
for sure. And that's what I was trying to based on the song, the lullaby thing at the very beginning that they follow through the whole thing is that the island is like where the memories are stored. That's where the answers are. But it's also where the fifth. Like I don't understand if the fifth element is a thing that's drawing her there. If that's where the fifth element lives. If she just needed to be there. And the fifth, like I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I felt like this is how I interpreted it, but I question it.
I should not have this much trouble following a fucking children's movie.
I do think you're overthinking it.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think if you were 7, you would be this confused?
No. Not at all. You wouldn't think any of this
I don't
stuff.
think, because, when you're 7, you just, anything you don't understand, you just fill in the blank.
Elsa has new powers.
Yeah.
She has a new dress.
She's
shiny. More cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All the other elements kind of have like a thing, right? Except for air.
Well, and that's the other confusing thing.
That's what got me. Because I thought it needs a house. Like the salamander guy is like the house of the fire spirit. And the stone giants are the house of the earth. And
maybe they are, but there's a bunch of them. There's not a single one that's representative.
But air has nothing.
No, it's just a fucking breeze.
Yeah, that is where my theory got thrown off.
And then water's got a kick-ass horse that, again...
Which is...
For merchandising purposes.
A total ripoff of Lord of the Rings is what it is.
For sure, but that mane was, like, magnificent as fuck. It's a water horse, but then also at the end gets turned into a sparkly ice horse, so you can sell 2 of them.
Yeah. When that water comes rushing down the gorge and she's riding it, all I thought is, if you want him, come and claim him.
Sure. Super fair. Also, I'm confused about what the horse's motives were at the beginning, because the horse was totally trying to drown her when he first...
All of them try to beat the shit out of her when she first encounters them. The wind turns into a giant tornado.
That's true.
The fire thing lights the entire forest on fire. Was it trials? Did she have to prove herself to these things?
There's a lot of fucking...
That's never specified. But again, maybe I interpret it. Maybe that is what it's supposed to be, and I just, I don't know, man. I feel like you're overthinking it.
I'm not. I'm
fun
thinking
with
a
it.
normal amount. I will say. So on your point. So one of the things we've glossed over is at one point when she's on the Magic Island from Lost, Elsa's on the Magic Island from Lost. She like freezes to death for a thing that will get solved later. But when she freezes to death, every child's favorite character, Olaf, also disappears because Elsa's powers are keeping him alive.
Yeah.
No, geez.
You could basically say in that moment, Elsa's dead and her magic is dead. I mean, she's no longer alive, and the things that were alive because of her.
Sure. First off, again, no stakes because Olaf existed once, had been destroyed, and then reconstituted 2 decades later with the same memories. Didn't fucking matter. But that's a whole different
Water
thing.
has memory.
What I'm thinking with this is, you said there's a PTSD element.
Yeah.
I think Disney needs to make a movie about PTSD that kids got from the tearjerker moment of every fucking Disney movie. Because they really love to do that shit. They really love to.
Well, I'll get to that in a second. But my favorite thing is like you mentioned with your kids, there's a very specific age range of kids that I think are going to this movie that will get what was happening with Olaf. Because it was like 2 8-year-olds in my theater who like were like fucking wailing, and everyone else is just like, I don't know, it seems fine. It was pretty great. Yeah. So after that, speaking of your PTSD, so one of the things that the movie as a whole, like there are a couple themes that it's several themes. There's a lot of everything in this movie, but several themes that it's tackling. But one of the ones that it's definitely trying to do is like this concept of like experiencing and accepting change and like how to move forward with change kind of thing.
A horrible thing we teach our
for
children.
sure. But Anna has a song at like the low point where I swear to God, one of the lyrics is "Hello darkness, I'm ready to succumb," and I'm just like, holy shit, this is a goddamn kids movie. Chill the fuck out.
See, I'm into that. You just sold me on this movie that I'm already speaking on and I haven't seen.
Yeah, that just reminds me of we've talked about, I don't know, you weren't here when we talked about war movies, but it's like MASH, which is like there's some super depressing shit going on, and the song tells you it's super depressing shit, but it's masked with jokes. And Anna really, I'm not going to say seems out of character. I'm glad the character evolved and is expressing different emotions, but it is so drastically different than the Anna you get in Frozen 1. And again, with an kind of indistinct amount of time, the codependency was an interesting development that I kind of wish we had gotten maybe a little bit more explanation on.
Sure.
It just would have felt more believable.
And that's one of my general problems is I don't feel like the character journeys are set up enough for them to feel satisfying at the end, or like they fit at the end, because nobody to me really has that much of like a journey. Maybe Olaf. But again, Elsa's whole thing is she's just following this voice kind of thing. And then at the end, she ends up becoming the fifth, or being the fifth element, maybe half of the fifth element with Anna. We don't fucking know how that works. And then living in, the native people's land. Why?
Yeah.
And, at the end.
I didn't quite get the choice.
Yeah.
Of her staying.
Like, I did.
She never wanted to be queen.
No,
though.
for sure. And I dig, like, there's something calling to her. She likes where she is, but she also feels compelled to follow out to new journeys. And that's a relatable thing. That's a real conflict. I dig that, but I don't understand why after that journey you would go and live in the fucking forest instead of in your fucking castle where you've lived your whole fucking life with your family. That you're like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me.
Yeah, that you were isolated from so long, and you just got back.
Yeah,
and now you're isolating yourself.
And I think there is that development in the Anna one. I think that. Go ahead. What do you got?
See, having not seen that, I think that's the setup for the sequel. You said there's no story elements left. There's her coming back home.
Oh, that's what I think is just what's going to be set up for the TV show.
They set up that they easily can communicate and travel.
Yeah. Oh, so they're not separated.
Yeah.
I like this movie. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's as strong of a sequel as, say, Wreck-It Ralph was.
Well, that's the thing. So there are a couple themes here. The change one is a big one. The native restitution is another major one, and then this like harmony with nature is a big one. But as far as ones that are just about like how things change and it's okay that things change. 100% of Disney animated movies that came out this year, Wreck-It Ralph did it way better, in my opinion.
I would say, you talk about character development and ones that made sense. I thought Kristoff's made a lot of sense. The idea that you disagree.
Carry on. I want to hear your pitch.
Because Kristoff goes from, like you talked about, this basically loner kid ice farmer and to now being in love with number 2 of this kingdom.
Yeah.
And so him understanding, number 1, his place, but 2, will he ever be number 1 for Anna? Or is it always going to be Elsa, or will it be Arendelle? And should he ever be number 1? And is he okay being, her support structure and stuff? I thought all of that made sense, and I think it's got a fine conclusion to it.
That's funny, because that was one of my complaints I was about to get to, is that is his arc. But, I'm going to put my Meninist hat on here. What kind of fucking arc is that in 2019? In the previous movie...
That he can support a woman?
In the previous movie, he at least has, like, his own ambitions and, like, things that he wants to do. In this one, his only character trait is that he loves and supports Anna and needs her.
I don't agree with that. I think he cares about all of them and sees himself in a protector role. I think if there's anything about Kristoff that they do detract in this movie is he never understands the scope of things. And I think that's what limits him or portrays him how you're talking about. But him wanting to succeed or him wanting what's best for everyone, I don't feel like is just being dopey in love with Anna. That's not how I interpreted it anyway.
If we're talking about 3D characters, I feel like, he should have his own dreams. That's all I'm saying.
Just wanting to hang out with Sven and be married to Anna is a totally fine dream for a kid who grew up in the forest just hanging out with a reindeer.
I guess, man. What kind of messages are you sending to our children?
It's okay that your wife is the breadwinner.
You need to have dreams.
I'm married to a sugar mama, so...
That's fair. Oh, damn. That's actually a good name for a bakery.
You should be okay with it. You're married to a sugar mama.
I will be very soon. So yeah, I'm just going to rapid fire a bunch of other shit that bothered me about this movie.
As if there's anything the world wants to hear.
So wait a minute, you said better than Transformers.
Oh yeah, I'm doing your Terminator Dark Fate thing. Why is was Anna better suited to lead Arendelle than Elsa?
Because Elsa does not care about Arendelle. That's what the movie tells you.
That's actually a fair point. I'll take that. That's a good answer. How come the water level didn't rise after the dam broke?
I didn't understand the physics of it either.
Because I get she brought this tidal wave, but I feel
it should have just increased a little bit.
For sure. Yeah. It seems pretty a pretty low-lying land. What the fuck have the natives and the 4 to 5 guardsmen been doing this whole time? Because when we first meet them, it seems like they hate each other and they were about to fight again. But immediately that got... First off, actually, Olaf's pretty good in this movie. The Olaf reenacting the events of Frozen 1.
Oh, that's great.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
But it seems like... Have they been fighting this whole time, or are they friends? It seems like they've been fighting this whole time.
It's a tenuous relationship.
Where the fuck have the guards been living? Yeah, they're not equipped to fucking live in the goddamn woods for 30 years.
Yeah, the only time we see them, they're sharing the camp with the...
No, I know. Yeah. What have they...
You talk about shitting on men. This is one thing that Kristoff's story. I dislike that the twist in this movie is the same twist in the first movie, which is that royal dude ends up being super shitty and lying to everybody else. Which in the first movie it's Hans. In this movie it's their grandfather.
Yeah.
It's just the same. It's the same bit. It didn't feel. I think a lot of the movie feels different.
Yeah.
That felt very much the same.
And that's one of the themes that they had a passing reference to that I wish had been explored more as part of their change thing is when Elsa's in the Magic Island and seeing that, she sees her grandfather talk about how
it's literally the same Han shit.
It is, yeah, but we need to destroy the natives or whatever it is, and she's like, oh no, he says I don't trust them, we need to destroy them, and she says, that's your fear talking. The only thing you shouldn't trust is your fear. I think that weaves into their whole change thing more than some of the other shit that they talk about in this movie, but it never comes up again, and that bothered me because I feel like that's a good line and that's a good mantra that again ties well into this idea of I fear change, but you shouldn't fear it's going to happen anyway.
The one thing I did enjoy about that scene is it continues Alan Tudyk's streak of being in all of these movies. Sure. I was wondering where it was going to come from, but that checked the box.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this movie is nonsense. but it's still pretty fun.
But you liked it.
I did still like it.
I mean, it's beautifully shot. I mean, shot animated.
Yeah.
The songs are great. The characters are endearing. I mean, for an hour and 30 minutes, you can do a lot worse.
Olaf is G-rated Deadpool in this movie.
No, I know.
Every single line out of his mouth is some kind of meta commentary.
Yeah, and it's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, and again, not to harp on it too much, but the Christoph 80s power ballad backed up by a chorus of reindeer is everything I didn't know I needed.
It's pretty great. Also, I quite enjoyed the end sound. I usually hate the covers of the songs by pop artists, but this one had Panic at the Disco and Weezer.
Yeah.
I knew Weezer was doing something with it.
Yeah, I think it's Weezer, but Brendan Urie is singing the song.
Correct.
Yeah. And it's good.
It is pretty. I like it. Yeah, whatever note that is in that song is as high as he can reach, but he's going for it.
Yeah. Well, Brendan Urie's got a super high range, so he's the right guy to do it.
That's fair. But yeah, no, I mean, look, I feel like if I went back, I could bitch about it more. I don't.
That's surprising because you bitched about a lot,
and I want to because this property matters to me. But I did. I enjoyed this movie. It's better than Transformers. I'm just nitpicking because I care.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
I'm gaslighting Frozen.
Again, the duet with Idina Menzel and Evan Rachel Wood brought a tear to my eye. And you know what? If I have fun in a Frozen movie while also feeling something at least one point in time, then it did exactly what I meant.
I will say, biggest shame to me is that no duet between Elsa and Anna this time.
Yeah. Which is the best part of Frozen 1.
It is one of the best parts of Frozen 1.
People forget it, but that duet in the Ice Palace is great.
That's one of my favorites.
Also, very little Oaken. Almost no Oaken in this movie.
I think that's okay.
No, Oaken is great. The Broadway version of Oaken, even better, because he's way more perverted, and it's way funnier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. But I think we can close the book for now on Frozen 2 until one of you other motherfuckers sees it.
I mean, I think it's pretty safe. I'm probably not going to see it.
It's 6 years he hasn't seen Frozen 1,
right.
So...
Yeah, they also kept making references to how much older everyone is. I forgot how long ago this movie came out. It seems like it wasn't that long ago.
Well, they say their parents died only 6 years ago. So I was like, I mean, are we saying how long was it when they died the first time?
Yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't
They said
tell.
their parents died 6 years ago?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I misheard that line, but...
Yeah, that doesn't line up.
No. But...
Let's nitpick it more.
Frozen 2.
Better than Transformers. It's great.
Oh, little
That was impressive.
stereo there.
Yeah.
Got it in the left and the right.
Yeah.
You know?
Cool, guys. What have we been watching this past week?
I didn't watch much. I watched some Clone Wars.
Cool.
Better than Transformers. I watched Empire Strikes Back. Definitely better than Transformers. I watched a Critical Role thing called Undeadwood. I talked about it a little bit a few weeks ago. I'd only watched the first episode, and then I didn't continue it. And so then I rewatched episode 1 and just powered through all 4 parts. It's cool. It's different than you expect, and there's a cool surprise twist at the end. But I enjoyed it. The other thing I watched was Mandalorian, episode 3.
I think
I figured
we probably all did,
so
yeah.
We probably want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I think it's the best episode yet.
I do too.
I thought it was great.
I also thought it was great. I don't know if it's the best episode yet.
You know,
This is the way.
I've heard there's some people who are complaining that it's very predictable, and my feelings is, what the fuck do you want from Star Wars? Like,
You had The Last Jedi.
When it wasn't predictable, people hated that it wasn't predictable.
and you know, like, man, I mean, this is bad guy fights good guy wins. Like, that's what Star Wars is. I don't know what else you fucking want from it. Did you want him to not go back for Baby Yoda?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, fuck this. They can just dissect that baby that I thought was cute. You know?
I thought it was a...
New toy, half dissected Baby Yoda.
That's great. Just cut him open.
That seems like something that's at Spencer's.
Oh, God. I thought it was... maybe not an inventive way, but a very classical TV, highly entertaining way for him to both get the medal so he could have badass new armor and get Baby Yoda back.
Yeah.
Which is all I want this to be. I want to be entertained and have a blast watching it. And it was exactly that.
Also, Werner Herzog is fucking amazing.
He's so great.
Have you heard the thing that he was taken by the puppet? Like he would like talk to the puppet in between scenes.
No,
this is different than the
this
first
is different.
one.
That's great.
He did. Apparently, this was the scene that they tried to do without the puppet.
Yeah.
We'll just add in with CBGI. Like, you all are cowards. We keep the puppet in the fucking scene. But But no. Apparently, he was really taken by the puppet and would like talk to it in between takes and stuff like that, and was sad when the puppet left and stuff.
To be fair, everyone is really taken by the
Well,
puppet.
that answers my question, because I always wonder if Werner Herzog is in on the Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
But it seems like no, that's just who he is.
Right. Well, he's definitely seems like he's become the new Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
Like he used to be this really serious thing.
Yeah.
And now it's crazy. He shows up and does something wacky, but he mostly shows up and does something wacky.
Yeah. I just want him to teach like a sex ed class.
That sounds very awkward.
Put that shit on Disney Plus.
Do you guys think that was Jon Favreau? I thought that.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
It is?
Yeah, they confirmed it.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't immediately think Jon Favreau was like, oh, that's kind of a chubby Mandalorian.
The third Star Wars character he's played in the second Mandalorian.
That's
he's
true.
Played.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if anyone else... I couldn't think of this last week. We were talking about the clone theory. Camino was the planet I couldn't think of.
Fuck!
The scientist is wearing a Camino uniform.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah.
Right on.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ice cream maker, which we never fucking knew what it was from Empire Strikes Back. We finally get told it's a safe.
Yep. It seems like a shitty
After
hotel safe.
all these years, we finally know it's a fucking safe.
It might also be an ice cream maker.
It could all do both.
Yeah.
You know? It's a galaxy
It's
far,
the
far
future.
away.
Or actually, no, it's the
It's
long
a long time ago.
It's the past future.
I mean, I guess he can just use them freezers he has there to make some ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this series so far, the series is better than Transformers. I'm backing down from both of my thoughts that we might go to Mandalore or take off the helmet this season. We seem to be in the long con here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Super battle droids were the other like big reference thing in there as we throw back. So I take it. It's definitely. I don't know. This is where I kind of hope the show goes, or why I would be down for more in between 3 and 4. Did the Empire still use droids? That's it was like, if this is the Purge, there are two like big things, which is Mandalore gets taken over, and then that's like Siege of Mandalore, and then basically the Emperor fears Mandalorians, and so he murders a whole bunch of them.
Right.
And that's like the Purge. And so because it was battle droids, I felt like this was like the Siege of Mandalore during the Clone Wars.
Right.
Because we saw a super battle droid.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. That was very interesting to me,
Yeah.
and way more intimidating than any droid was in any of the prequels.
That's also fair.
Yeah, the droids are, for being the main antagonist of the prequels, are mostly comic relief.
Yeah. Roger.
So why do you think that some known people work in these Star Wars roles and some of them don't? Because, like, I think Carl Weathers worked great. I think Brian Posehn didn't work at all. Stuff like that.
I'm not gonna stand up too hard for Brian Posehn, but I felt like Carl Weathers needs to take his own acting class from Arrested Development because he was not doing it for me in this series. I like seeing him, but I was like,
you know what?
You're taking me out of this.
I was going to disagree with you, except you referenced his acting class from Arrested Development. So I'm going to defer.
I thought the Twi'lek baths delivery was perfect by Carl Weathers. What does that even look like? That's what I want to know.
Again, there's something on the internet that already can tell you.
Oh, I'm sure. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to episode 4.
Yeah, can't wait.
That's it for me.
That's it for you? I am... Oh, no, good. I'm going to keep going so I can make Hurt go last. We are in the 5th season of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh, you're so close.
Yeah, I know. And you know, it's so hard to stop at this point because it is. It's just like every episode is a bang episode.
It's all a race to the finish at the end.
It's fantastic. I don't know. I thought I would be less engaged with the second time around just because I knew where it was going, but I'm equally as engaged. So it's a really great show. And then just out of nowhere, I watched the first 30 minutes, which I will continue watching, of Wes Anderson's The Darjeeling Limited. Mm-hmm. It's weird. I know it's considered by most people who like Wes Anderson films their least favorite Wes Anderson film, which is impossible to me because Bottle Rocket's fucking terrible. But I realize for a director that I like, there's a lot of movies of his that I still haven't seen, so I'm gonna plow through the rest of it. It's not bad. It's odd so far.
Yeah, I like it, but it's the only one I've never went back and watched.
Yeah, well, it's just like it doesn't have like again from like a structural standpoint, it doesn't have like a narrative you'd expect. Everything just feels like it jumps from scene to scene to scene without like a larger connective tissue. I don't know. It's interesting.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, I'm undetermined whether it's better or worse than Transformers at this point, but that's all I've watched.
I mean, going from my memory of it, I'd say I liked it better than Transformers. But again, it's only... I remember that the jokes don't really land in it. And, all of his movies are sort of dry comedies.
Yeah.
But that one, I don't know. I don't remember that there was anything... There's nothing I quoted from it the next day.
Sure.
But, man, I really didn't watch a lot this week. So it was bad to end on me.
Well, we know you didn't watch Frozen.
Well, you know what? I thought about opening with this. Oh, I watched Frozen because I thought that would be fun. But no.
That would be funny.
But no, I slept through Watchmen last night. Slept through Rick and Morty last night, so I can't talk about them.
Shit! I watched both of those things.
What?
I watched both of those things.
Well, don't talk about them because I haven't got to see them.
The Watchmen one's exactly what you think it is.
See, man, you totally spoiled that for me.
Good.
Because I saw one image from it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to be exactly what I think
It is.
All right. Which is still pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
But so the only thing I can really remember watch this week is I've started sort of plowing through the Star Wars movies for getting ready for the next one. I watched The Phantom Menace. That movie gets a bad rap. It's fine.
It is.
It's long. It's slow in places, but it's likable. I think probably the biggest problem that movie has when you compare it to the first Star Wars, which they have very similar structures. But the actors in Star Wars at that point was like, George Lucas is just some fucking guy. He's made like 2 movies. If I want to deliver this a little different, I'm going to go for it. Whereas in this movie, George Lucas is fucking George Lucas. And, people I think were afraid to act. They actually just did his Republic cereal dry delivery of things. But other than that, I like it. I think it's fun. And man, Duel of the Fates is still the fucking jam.
It's great.
Do you
Actually, you know what? That should be. We could just do Star Wars themes, best Star Wars themes, ranked.
Oh, it's Duel of Fates.
Well, I really like that one because there's a part in it where I can go Darth Maul. And that diddly drives me crazy. And I still think this movie had the best trailer of any movie ever. And I watched that trailer so many fucking times that I can always go, there's a scene from the trailer. There's a scene from the trailer.
Yeah.
So, better than Transformers. Fuck the haters.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Cool. I actually want to come back because I've been watching Rick and Morty, and I'm not sure if you guys are caught up, but they're 3 episodes in, and the first episode is really strong. Second 2, I'm not. I like. There's good bits and not so good bits. I'm not sure.
I can talk about the second one. I can say this: they wanted that second episode to be this season's Pickle Rick, and
really,
I think so. Just because it was a wacky concept.
Yeah.
It was the most. It was really off the wall. Of Rick has a secret toilet in space, and someone's fighting him for it. I don't really like Pickle Rick, and I didn't really like that episode.
The third episode feels like a Dan Harmon rant about heist movies, which, to be fair, there are already a bunch of Dan Harmon rants about heist movies.
Right.
But, it's still pretty fun.
I only watched the first episode so far, and I dug the first episode.
I recommend keeping up with it just because, it's a good show.
Yeah, it's not on Hulu yet. So.
Yeah. But I think that's it for this week, unless we can think of anything else.
Nada.
Awesome. So next week, are we committing to The Irishman? Are we able to see that this weekend?
Yeah, I think it comes out on Netflix this Friday.
If it's out on Netflix,
Then,
I would like to
I'd be
commit to
down.
that. I think that'll be fun.
Finding 7 hours is going to be difficult for me, but
Is it 7 hours?
no, it's 3, but it's
I think it's 3.5.
it's going to feel like 7.
Me and Sarah were going to go see it this weekend, and it was again, we were dog sitting someone else's animal and stuff like that. So there were time constraints of driving to Destin and doing it. And I'd been like just keeping a secret that it was 3 hours. Like I was, because I knew that was going to be a deal breaker. And then,
Driving to Destin, that's a day.
that right. Because already that's 4 hours of your day there.
Yeah.
And then you'd probably shop a little over there. So as soon as I was like, well, the movie's also 3 hours. She's like, we will be over there for 10 fucking hours. I was like, yeah, we probably don't need to go to Destin to see this.
Yeah, it comes out this Friday, November 27th.
Then I will find some time when everyone in my home is sleeping. You know what does not interest my wife? Emma does. Watching 3 old Italian dudes argue about Martin Scorsese dialogue, not interest her. I'll find some time.
This seems like a trade situation. You watch this,
Oh, yeah,
I'll
I can watch.
Emma.
Yeah. That's fair.
It definitely seems like you would win from a time standpoint. I don't think Emma will be
No.
3 hours.
She's not going to watch it. I'll find time. I'll watch it at work.
Thanks, Uncle Sam.
Yep.
Well, cool. So that's what's coming up next week. In the meantime, thank you guys for listening. please like and subscribe and share with all your friends. Word of mouth is really the best way that we can get new listeners. And I feel like we're a gift to the world. Why wouldn't you give this gift to all your friends?
Yeah, listening to you bitch about Frozen 2 for 40 minutes.
It's literally, I've been looking forward to this all day.
I definitely, I'd already said this last week, but I don't feel bad about Terminator at all anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you far surpassed that. Like you should have delivered that whole thing in comic book guy voice.
If you want to get in touch with us and tell us your thoughts on Frozen 2, or Frozen 1, or other things, I don't care.
Not watching Frozen,
or not, or what you think about Frozen, having not watched any of the Frozen films. You can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at realphonies, and on Instagram @real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.